All she told me is that this person just stared down the street. He has no mouth, he has no nose. All I can see is just his eyes with a beady eye. And she keep looking at it just to make sure she is certain this person has no nose, no mouth. Balik! Kau jangan kacau orang kat sini, balik! The most horrifying sound I've ever heard in my life. I would like to recreate this sound.
Put your arm up to your face.
Man,
this arm up to the like,
He's literally Naik Bulu right here.
Welcome back to another episode of Naik Bulu Tales.
Man, we are 8 episodes in.
We are damn.
Wow.
We are
exhausted. We are exhausted, but we love this.
Thank you guys for joining us in another episode of Naik Bulu Tales.
I'm Mo.
I'm Fairil. And we've been really enjoying sharing the stories and also sharing other people's stories on this.
Yeah.
We know, a lot of our friends have been telling us that they wanted to come on and tell their stories, and we're really excited too, because we see the amount of support we're getting. So thank you very much for those that have been watching. But just before we start, just want to say a lot of you guys are watching but not subscribing.
Please.
So please subscribe. It will really help. Please, s'il vous plaît.
Yes, and we will. And the more subscribers, with the more content we can,
and we'll try to improve every single time as well for you guys, and give better stories and better storytelling.
We are in service of you.
So thanks again. And today we have another guest with us, a longtime friend, also a director, film director, commercial director.
He's a man of many hats in production.
And a storyteller as well.
And a Jomama boy.
And he's also been telling us that he has quite a number of stories to share with us that we have never heard of.
I'm always excited with these guests.
Yeah.
You can never know.
Exactly.
You never know what you're going to get.
We've been friends so long. We're like, what? You haven't told us that before?
Yeah. It's like getting to know them again.
Yeah. So we would like to welcome Led to the party.
Abang Led.
Yeah, pocket aces.
Hey, Abang
What are you doing?
Hey.
It's not poker night.
Hey, no, the wrong night, bro.
Wrong night. Naik Bulu Tales.
Oh, wrong night.
Tales. I put those
right. Okay.
kind of way.
Wrong house, guys. It's an honor to be here, guys.
Hey, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for being big support, for this.
Yeah. Always. I love you guys. It's been years, man. Yeah. It's been years.
Because I think you've always mentioned, on our shoots, here and there, like when on a break, there was always a story that you were going to share, and most of it was something scary.
And you've been kind of amping up these stories that you want to tell us, so I'm kind of really looking forward, and also
I'm excited.
I'm at the same time like, do I really want to hear this?
You guys gotta listen to this, because the premise is that it happens here in this area. I used to live around here, so it happens many sun ago, and
in our hood.
I mean, one story is just down the hill,
down the road.
The other one is I tell that later.
Okay.
So pretty much I'm looking forward to share this with you guys, and I have some witnesses which I hope I get to tag in, and you guys need to save me on this. I need validation, guys.
See, when he says he has witnesses, then this is going to be kind of...
It's almost like a witness is like it's a murder scene. Like, I have witnesses.
And it's important, it's like you see UFO and then, then you tell your friend, like, I saw UFO here.
That's true.
It's like, were you alone and everything? Do you have your camera on and everything? But if you don't have that, it's hard to validate certain stories.
It's like you too, bro.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is with this kind of paranormal stuff, when you share, it's hard to validate, and sometimes it's hard for you to actually recognize if it's paranormal or not.
For sure.
So a lot of things have happened, but to me, I always like, just keep the skeptic ideas behind it, so until it's proven it's right in front of you, like then like, okay,
the fact that it's maybe not proven is even more interesting.
True,
right? It becomes a legend, a lore.
It is. So I don't really get scared easily, because even what happened to me, one of it actually scared the hell out of me. But I have two other person there and watching their face, even
that says a lot.
Yeah,
that says a lot.
It added on to that fear.
Exactly. But at the same time, you have to keep cool, because like we are in this situation. What you're gonna do? You're gonna run or you're gonna seek it out. So my first story is just I used to live down here in Jalan Datuk Sulaiman. This nearby is the shortest street, I guess, in Tamanton. So this is back in 1998. At the end of the road, there's staircase down to Kiara Park. This is before Kiara Park was developed what it is right now. So there was no fence or whatever. So, but in front of the steps at the end of the road is actually a small hut. Usually, probably the DBKL people keep their stuff there and everything. Yeah. So it happened somewhere in 1998. I came home just right after 7 o'clock. Then my mother was at the kitchen. She was like pale. She was like drinking water and everything. It's like, okay, so I know usually she go for a bicycle ride evening. So I guess she's tired. So then she was like, her eyes were just connected to me, trying to tell me something like, kau nampak apa-apa tak dekat ujung jalan? It's like, what do you mean? You know where the hut is? You see anyone there? It's like, no, there's no one there. Okay, let me tell you a story. Just now I was coming back from cycling. It's just right before 7. So when she was about to open the gate, she saw someone sitting in the hut, just facing down the street, facing her. So then she was staring at this person. She couldn't make up the features of this person.
Right.
It's all covered and everything. It looks like probably someone who potong grass and everything, But no, Ikuma is just sitting there, just staring down.
Like a caretaker of the place.
Yeah.
But this is malam kan?
No, this is before 7 o'clock.
Oh,
so
before maghrib.
Pretty much it's in here. And then Mama was just staring at this thing, this person or whoever or whatever it is, and she couldn't make out the feature of this person. All she told me is that this person just stared down the street. He has no mouth, he has no nose. All I can see is just his eyes with a beady eye, and she keep looking at it just to make sure she is certain this person has no nose, no mouth.
Damn.
And I was like, okay, but I didn't feel it that much.
Right.
But looking at her, I know she was in shock, and it troubles her for many months actually. Okay, fine. So during 1998 is right after school. So most of my friends actually work part-time in this place called Berjaya Video. It's like the Blockbuster,
Yeah.
It's just, So usually around 9 o'clock, before 10, I'll walk from Jalan Datuk Sulaiman past the masjid all the way to that to Muhammad Fuad area.
I remember. Yeah.
So that's my route lah to go down there. So this happens, I think probably 2 weeks after what happened to my mom. So I never thought about it, it never came back to me, so it's fine. So then I was walking down from the main road right before the masjid. As on the left side facing where the cafe is, the Ananda and everything. So there is the pedestrian road with the bushes and everything. It's like quite a canopy. So it's pretty dark over there, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, just me standing there, I was like, am I gonna go down this road or
Wait, sorry, when you said pedestrian crossing or pedestrian sidewalk?
a sidewalk? Sorry,
Sidewalk, sorry. And then it was like covered by trees.
yeah, it's still there. I think.
I think so. I've taken walks there.
Yeah, you walk right. If you're on the main road going down to masjid, right?
Right.
From where
Right.
It's there,
Okay.
still there.
Yeah.
So I was like staring down at the dark, sidewalk. So like maybe I walk across the street. So I cross the street where the bungalows are.
Right.
So
There's a street across from the masjid lah. Masjid Taqwa.
yeah. So I crossed before the masjid lah.
Right.
So I already crossed. So just the thing is, but that area there is some stories. I always hear this from people from Tamanton. There was accident happened. Someone died. A car went into the drainage and everything.
Yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, and then they always say it's keras there. But the masjid is there. But at the same time, the masjid is right at the end of the T junction, right? The big T junction, right? So I'm already across. So this is the main road. This is the masjid. This is where the cross is, right?
Yeah.
The T junction. So this is the masjid. So I don't want to walk this way. I cross the main road. So I just walk here and cross the big road. So I was walking there. Then in front of me, I was with my Discman. Oh no, MP3 player. Yeah, walking down. That's I'm doing hardcore. You know, listening to Rage Against the Machine. Everything. So everything was fine. I feel better, more light. So these are big bungalows. At the end of the corner, it's a huge corner. You have to go through two houses, two huge bungalows, and in front of these two bungalows, there's always these two huge pine trees. Okay. I'm like probably 300 meters away from that corner, but in front of me, roughly about 60 meters, there's someone walking. We are both walking the same direction, but I'm right behind this person.
Right.
So I was like, in my head, I was like, who is this person? So this person is walking side to side like this. He's just weaving the body, walking slowly. So my guess is like probably someone elderly, you know, just taking a night walk.
Sure.
But the thing is, he has this wavy white, black hair all the way down to the waist. It's just like, it's not manageable. You know, it's just like,
it's unkept.
Yeah, exactly. And then and during that time, what I can describe is that this person's like, looks like this person is wearing his huge white t-shirt where the sleeves go down all the way to your arm. So it's like, okay, fine. Then like, there's a huge pants as well, white pants go down lower to your knees. So it's pretty much oversized, but this entity is probably 5 feet. So it's just hands behind, just walking like this.
Oh, you can see the hands.
Yeah, because the hands is behind, so I'm walking behind her, right?
How far are you again?
About 60 meters.
Ooh, that's quite close.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, all I have is this street lights, right? So, like in my head, I was like, I've never seen this person before.
Yeah.
Who could it be? And this person stopped, turned back, over the shoulder, and looked at me. I was like, dude, no one I recognize. Okay. Then the head turns back and start walking again. Like I'm walking and like my head is still thinking about it. Like, wait a minute.
So it still looks human, you thought?
Yeah, I mean like a regular old person. Yeah.
And it's still when you said you were questioning who that person is, like
it's all in my head. It's all like I was like, who is this person? Like
it's like as if they heard you.
Yes, that's the thing. So the first time, you know, when I thought about it, then when that happened and the person stopped and just looked at me, I didn't think about like, did you just hurt me? I just said it out loud because I want to MP3, right? Then after that, they were still walking. Now I'm slightly closer, probably about 40 meters, because this person is walking really slow, right? I'm like fast paced. Then in my head, I was like, wait a minute. Did I just see eyes? There's no nose, there's no mouth. Like, no way. Now the story of my mom's story came back. I was like, okay, I'm getting goosebumps, guys. So I was like, literally, and during that time, I had goosebumps too. I was like, okay, what should I do? Should I cross now or what? Like, there's no way a person can live without mouth and a nose. You have to breathe. This person stopped, turned around 180, and just stared at me. And I was like, oh shit, bro. He just looked at me with this messy long hair. Oh my God. All I see is just beady eyes, no nose, no mouth, and I was frozen. I don't know what to say. I was like, this is not real. How can a person live without a nose and a mouth? And this entity is right in front of me. Like, what should I do now? After that, like this thing and this showing, or this person, it could be a person, but think about it, guys. Who can live without a nose and a mouth?
At this point, you're like, okay, this is not human.
No, I'm trying to find
reasons.
Process. Process. You try to religionize. You try to figure out, like, is it because it's dark? Let's try to understand this a bit more. So I was frozen there. I was just stood there, and then that person turned back and started walking
towards you.
No, back to where we were heading. So this person is heading towards. So this person is heading towards that big corner.
Right.
So I decided, like, I'm gonna wait here. I'm not gonna move until this person goes away.
Right.
So it this person took the corner, and I can see these two huge pine trees, right? So he passed the first pine tree, and then passed the second pine tree, and I don't see anyone else over there. I mean, nothing crossed the second tree. I ran to that corner and no one was there. Okay, now I'm like, okay, I need to get out of the street. I jumped to the side of the street, started running across the masjid area. I started running all the way to Vijaya Video, and I got there. I was like panting and everything. I was trying to explain to the boys, which are the disagree boys. I'm gonna tag you guys if you still remember the story.
It's all right.
Yeah, so it happens to me on the way to see you guys. So I was trying to tell them these stories, but they were not there, right? So to them it's just another story.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like reliving what my mom went through, and I understood like, how can you explain that? It didn't scare me. It scared me, of course, but processing it, I couldn't figure out like, what is this?
Yeah, what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, you hear some stuff, you probably in the proximity of your friends started telling you, hey, you just saw that. Like, I didn't see anything, so you don't really care, right? But when it happens to you, it's hard to validate that. And it's just
it's almost like a mental thing, because you're the only one who can see it, and you're the only one and that is there.
Yes,
no one else.
True.
Tak ada orang kan? You're just the only one there.
So imagine
no one else
like,
walking.
The next day, I shared a story with my mom, and now she's like freaking out again. You know, like, okay, now I'm sharing something with my mom, and then sped up to 2016, I guess. So I met a new friend. His name is Irfan. I befriended him. It's like my brother Irfan. I'm gonna tag you on this because we shared the same story. All right. So I was telling this story, and his face changed. He started like pale. Like he just looked at me like, I told you that story, right? Then I said, no, this is my story, man. No. I told you that story. I told you this story before. I was like, dude, this is my story, man. It happened to me. Like, wait a minute, where did it happen? Like, it happens in Jalan Dato' Sulaiman. How about you? So he actually went through the same thing, but near the Perpustakaan is where the Taman Toa Library is. There's a bridge.
Oh, that's the other side.
The other side.
Right.
Bear in mind, those areas has been known quite crass. Yeah, and I'm talking about that library all the way to the street where adjacent to Masjid is, the school, Taman School, and also Sabah area. Sabah area is heavy. I heard a lot of stories about Sabah, but again, it's just stories, right?
Yeah.
So then he was telling me a story, like he was there with a couple of friends late night, huge trees at the edge of the field. So they were doing something, I forgot, probably playing guitar or something. They were just hanging out, smoking and everything. Then he saw someone exactly like that, huge white t-shirts, I guess, with huge Bermudas, white, with that kind of hair and handbag, just walking behind the trees. It is far away, I guess. If I would guess, it's about 100 meters away across the field. So just looking at this person walking there, the dead of night. He passed the first tree, passed the second tree, and then never passed again. There's no road connecting to the other road because it's drainage. All you have is this huge jambatan, which is the bridge, but that this person is away from that. So now he solidified something like, okay, like, do you see now? I cannot see the face. I cannot see anything. But there was someone walking there, and then suddenly he just vanished.
So your friend that saw it, he wasn't alone then?
He wasn't alone. He was with friends, but I don't remember he mentioning about the others, but he was already in shock. It's just like, let's get the hell out of here. So that is his experience. So then just now we are staring at each other like, oh, wait, what? Like, you see the face? Like, what I saw is this faceless person, just the beady eyes,
Same
That's it. And my mom saw the same thing too. So then that's where we're like, okay, now across how many, like almost a decade, we started sharing a certain story. So that's first story about Taman Tun. Now, this is all within the same area, right? Okay, so another story is somewhere in 2006. I was in my friend's house. It's one of those bungalows down the street, across of the masjid.
Taman Tun also.
This road goes all the way down to Sekolah Menengah Taman Tun.
Right.
Okay. Some context. I will plug this person's name. There is a person with a mental issue here in Taman Tun. It's quite well known. His name is Hafiz. I know him. His name is Hafiz because not only I always see him, I've interviewed him once just to try and figure out what's going on in his head. So if you go to Pasar Taman Tun in the morning, you go upstairs where the breakfast is, sometimes you get to catch him. He will just come there, and then one of the Indian lady stall will always give him food in the morning. You know,
he's well known.
He's well known. He's already old. He's like slightly older than us.
Still doing the same thing.
He just walk around Taman Tun.
Wow.
Yeah. So the grandma is taking care of him.
Right.
So I remember his name is Hafiz because I interviewed him once, trying to figure out. And just ask him to like sit down, like, hey, well, nak pergi mana? Aku nak balik lah. Okay, kau duduk lah sini. Kau nak duduk, aku duduk sini. Kalau kau bagi aku rokok, aku duduk sini. Okay lah. So my conversation is like, what's your name and everything? It started getting weird and everything. Okay, I understand. But we had a healthy conversation.
Sure. Sorry. Why did you want to interview him again? What was the purpose?
Okay, because I always see this person. Like he always hang out. Restaurant Smile. There's Domino's. He like to be there. Sometimes daytime he would sit right outside the Domino's, just sitting there talking by himself.
Oh man, have I seen him?
So it's just that because to me, a Taman Tun person, I'm so used to seeing this person. And when I came across him like daily, I was from a Muslim to Muslim. What would I say? Assalamualaikum.
Yeah.
And I caught him one time. It just happened. I was crossing from Mohsin to Domino's. He was just there, sitting there with his teo eyes and a cigarette, just talking by himself. And as I go up the steps, and I say Assalamualaikum because he's a familiar face. He was like mumbling, and he stopped, look at me and say Waalaikum salam. Dude, it just sent chills down my body because like people call him crazy and everything, but he can jawab.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's still a human being. It's just that you know, but it's just that his wire is different, you know. So I respect that better. So one of those nights actually he was around, then people were calling him names and everything. I didn't want him to go back like that, so I invited him to sit with me. So then that's where I figured out, okay, now I hear his stories and everything. Okay, I understand where, but it doesn't make troubles, whatever. Going back to my story. So this is the road straight down to Taman Tun School. So one of these nights, I think it was already late. We were playing this video games called Need for Speed. Alright, so we were playing Need for Speed. We spent hours and everything, making out the cars and everything. Like, hey, why don't we have some Nescafe? So we step out. It's empty road, quiet. You know, the masjid is to our right, all the way to the top, and then down the road is the sekolah. Is the high school. So in front of the high school there's a bus stop, which is the same road as ours. It's a big road, right? It's a huge road. That road is huge. So then I started hearing voices from the school. We're like, what's going on? Something happening at the school. You know Qiyamulai? Qiyamulai is when you have one of those nights. It's quite a religious night. Okay. So usually it happens before exams and everything. It's just for the Muslim students to pray and everything. Hopefully you do well in your exams. So I thought that it's one of those nights. Or it could be some pengangkap scouts, camping, whatever, right? So I started hearing, I can hear it's far away. It's like, I'll say about 400 meters from where we stood, where we were standing, to the school. So it's down the street. I'm just looking down the street. I can hear this voice from there. So we're all just looking down the street. It's like, there's something happening at school. Yeah, you can hear it. Like, we just like all ears is like, I heard. So I hear like kids running through the corridor. Then some chatters, and then someone laughing. It's like, okay, we were just like that quiet there. And then out of the shadow at the bus stop, Hafiz stood right in front of the street, in the middle of the street. He just looked at the school and started yelling, Balik, kau jangan kacau orang kat sini, balik. I was like, yo.
What time was that?
This is late, man. 2
a.m.
2 a.m.
Whoa.
Bro, I remember the threshold time was like when we stepped back inside the house, it was about 3. It's about 3 plus. But during that time, we were just looking down. We saw Hafiz standing in front of the street, facing the school, and just yelling, "Balik, kau jangan kacau orang kat sini. Balik. Kau tak ada tempat dekat sini." It was like, yo, what's going on? Like, probably because this kid's probably making so much noise. He lives there. He lives in Sabah. So probably because of that, Balik, kau jangan kacau orang dekat sini. Balik. He just stares at the school. We were like, all of us, the three of us, like with our Nescafe, just looking down the street, like
you can see something.
Silent, but he just stood there looking at the school.
And the school was dark.
Yeah, there's no one there. I'm pretty sure there's no one there because after he started yelling and everything, all those things sounds just went silent, completely silent. Now you can hear the street, man. It's just quiet. There's no cars, everything. It's lit. We were like, okay, that was weird. As we were staring down the street, right, that's like out of nowhere, from our right, down straight to the school is the most horrifying sound I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, Blue. I see. Oh, I can literally see you. Blue Roma, bro.
Tricks, Chip, you were there with me tonight.
Put your arm up to your face.
Man,
this arm up to the camera.
He's literally Naik Bulu right here.
Of all the
this is what we're about.
The things I've experienced, I've heard, this is the most scariest ever because it's pretty much, I call it Fatima Rockers. Bird, tag you on that.
A bird? Which bird are we talking about?
Bird downstairs? Yeah, bird downstairs. He called it Fatima Rockers. So I started calling it Fatima Rockers as well.
Yeah.
As usual, you do not want to name at this hour at Friday night.
Right, yes, let's not.
So then we were just looking down, and then out of nowhere, I would like to recreate this sound. Dude, we were like,
that's so loud.
Oh, sorry, man. Okay, sorry.
But that's freaky.
But I have to freak you out. And
that's so loud. I don't want those things to hear while I sleep tonight, man. Fuck me.
Okay,
good one.
It's not just screaming, it's laughing, like it's having a good time.
Right.
And it was pretty long, I guess about 2 to 3 seconds of that thing passing us by while we were looking down the street, and then it just passed us by, like from right above us to the left,
like all you can
down the street. The three of us just frozen. I look at my friend Chip, he was blue, and we have our cigarettes and our coffee. We were like, oh shit, what should we do? What should we do? I was like, calm, stand our ground. Trix lives here. When we leave, he's gonna be alone. We have to stand the ground. Be strong. So we stood there. He's trying to process this out. Chip was trying to like, what's this? Like, do not speak about it. Just like chill. Let's finish our cigarette. Let's finish our coffee. Just stand your ground. I see Trix was like really trying to keep it cool. He's just keeping it like, alright, this is my area. I live here. Like, I'm gonna sleep, here alone later. So like, just gonna chill. Okay, right? Finish our cigarettes. Still have our coffee. Like, fuck it. Let's go in. Right. This time, before we leave, we left the street. Hafiz, after the sound, right?
Yeah.
And we were like freaking out, and I can see Hafiz like looking at school, and then just look down, and it's like talking by himself again, and
walk off.
Yeah, walk off the exit frame. Probably went back home. So I can hear him. This is Hafiz when he will talk by himself. I can hear that again. Nothing happened. I'm like, okay, I think that's our cue as well. Let's go inside. We all went inside. The moment we closed the door, we entered his room. His room is the ground floor. We were like freaking out. Oh my god, what was that, dude? Like, was that real? Was that sound real? I remember vividly when that sound happened, right when it passes us by.
Yeah, let's not recreate.
I loved it though. I see a huge shadow pass by under the light. So you can see shadows, a huge shadow on the street, like
when it was passing.
Yeah, so it just went like. I would, in my head, I'm trying to process. I need to go home later. I need to walk back to Jalan Sulaiman. I hope it's some crow that picked up on human laugh and started laughing down the street. But I do not want to believe that.
When the laughter passed you, it was almost like surround sound.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Like almost near you.
That's like right what he was doing right now.
Exactly what I did just now.
That's exactly what that's what I felt.
It's Dolby panning right to left over my head, over our head.
I felt like you transported us at that point.
Because I've heard a lot of stories, have you heard of this crazy scream sometimes in the woods?
Yes.
You hear like distant scream like,
what is that?
Right? But this is above us and it's literally someone laughing and flying away. You can even hear the whoosh. You know,
that's not far from here.
it's not far from here.
It's not far.
I feel like I might not be sleeping tonight.
Take an Ambien.
So the story didn't finish there. So we entered the house. Now we're freaking out. What the hell? What the hell should we do? Like, what the hell? Like, dude, that couldn't be real. Couldn't be right, dude. Like Hafiz was there, was looking at something, was telling something off, and then that thing just flew by and just like, how are you gonna process this? And then Iwan was staring at something. He was staring at his window.
Oh my god!
And then we are still behind his door. Like we closed his room door, and then we just turned around like, oh shit, the window is there. The window lift is open. We were like,
the window what?
The window lift is open. I mean, the window's open. The window's open, right?
It's open.
We're on the ground floor. So now we were like, guys, can someone help me close the window? I'm not gonna do it, man. Like, you're gonna do it. Someone has to close the window soon. You're right. So we all like, let's just go there and attack that window now. So together we all through it. Close the window, close the curtain, and sat down. We were flat. We were like, we couldn't play our games anymore. We couldn't share other stories other than that. What the hell just happened? Let's write it out. I actually stayed until 5-6 o'clock. I actually waited for the masjid azan, and then I went home. That is my story here in Taman Tun. This is the 2 incidents that happens to me, and I still couldn't believe. First is the faceless person. I still can't process. I'm trying to think of the logic of it, like, but a human cannot live without a nose and a mouth. How are you gonna breathe? So it has to be something. And then my mom saw it, and then another friend like 10 years later saw it, and then that thing, that sound, that all incident, that with Hafiz in the picture, and my 2 other friends, and that mengilai, that to me, that is my top story ever. When it comes to encounter, I have had a lot, which I'm like, could be anything.
Right. It's like the screech of death.
But that just took the.
Well, I love the fact that the 3 of them, like the part when the 3 of them had to close the window together. It's like, goodies never say die.
It's hilarious. The moment we sat inside his room, we're like, we're freaking out. Everything that we saw the window, like, somebody got to close the window.
I think we would react the same way, man.
Dude, I wish you guys were there. I wish I could transport. But Tricks, Chip, please validate the story. We were there. It happened here in Taman Tun. So I'm gonna tag you guys.
So apparently, she has a nickname which Bert knows as well. That's what you're saying. What you call her?
Oh yeah, Bert calls her that. Fatima Rockers. Yeah. So it happens when we used to work together. So I started laughing and I started using it.
Did he hear it too?
No. I mean, Bert wasn't there.
Okay, but
I'm just picking up what.
Yeah.
I don't want to name. There, right?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the.
It's probably a laugh already.
It's pretty much a P, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a P. I would say it, but you live here. So.
It's a P, guys.
But that laugh, that mengilai, is the first time I ever heard it. You can recreate on all those movie, whatever. Nothing like that.
I can imagine.
This is like top notch, top of the shelf, and.
Because macam kalau put, it's not even sound effects too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
You felt it from your goosebumps.
Yeah, because we were, imagine the 3 of us just looking down there, and then that sun just passed you, and then we look at each other like, what the? My friend is blue, dude. He's holding his coffee like, do not talk about it. Do not talk about it. You were there, Chip.
Yeah.
Right. Help me out on this.
And then this is the last time you heard it.
That's the last incident ever happened to me. And
so we're gonna budget doa for this.
we should
pray for you. But this summer, you tahun 98.
No, this is in 2006. So the first story happens in 1998. It happens to my mom and me. And then fast forward in 2016. Sorry, 2016 where I met a new friend who used to hang out in the library in Taman Tun. He saw the same thing. So that validates that particular story. The faceless person.
Oh, so 98 to 2016, you finally got validation. But 2006 is the last.
It's another story.
So 2006
it's a totally different story.
Copy.
Yeah, it's Fatima Rockers.
Just go with Fatima Rockers.
Fatima Rockers. Fatima.
Yeah. Do research if you're in Taman Tun. Do give respect to Hafiz. You can find him in Taman Tun Pasar in the morning having breakfast. Belanja him,
chill with him. He's a cool dude. Sounds like a cool dude.
Got your back.
I mean, if you get to keep up with the story.
He was trying to protect everybody in Taman Tun.
True.
You know what I mean?
Imagine we were sitting sitting there.
A dark night.
Like, no, standing there, looking at this person like he is talking to someone. Like in my head at that time, I solidified as there is something happening at school, probably some camping, whatever. They're making too much noise. It is. It's like 2+.
Yeah.
2:00 in the morning. So that plus the sound, I'm like, okay, something just happened to us, something paranormal just happened to us. I'm glad we didn't see it, but the sound itself, enough to send you to hell and back.
Yeah. Wow. Look at his face. Look at this guy.
Sorry about the sound, but I had to, or else it would not give any impact.
No, I'm glad you did.
I wish I did better.
You
could have warned me more.
No, dude, your reaction was priceless. Well, guys, what do you think? Let us know what you think of Led's stories.
Yeah, please let us know. And
thank you for the laughter. Dude, not so much for him, but for me, best.
Sorry,
sorry, not sorry.
Miss Fatima Rokas, I tried to do justice, but
she's like, no, that doesn't sound like me.
We gotta change studios, man.
Nah, man, this is a great studio.
Oh man, thanks, Led, for coming on and
thanks,
telling us the story, man.
Welcome,
really appreciate it. And we gotta, to everybody watching, thanks so much. If you have any questions or whatever, just write it down in the comments. Yep. Led, you gonna tag your friends and on this stuff.
You guys,
as usual, likes, comment, subscribe,
and we'll see you next time on Naik Bulu Tales.
And Led, your IG and socials, right?
Yep.
We'll put it down next to him.
Yeah, if you want to contact him directly,
it's everywhere, guys.
It's everywhere.
All right, guys, take care. We'll see you guys next time.
Night, peeps.
Peace out.